Hello parents, this is Mrs. Stevenson. In our classroom we have this sound wall, which is just kind of an example of all of the different letter combinations that we will be teaching this year and reviewing from grade 1. And on this wall we have what we call our secret stories, those bright colorful posters, which were created by Katie Garner, and she talks about activating a different part of the brain when we remember a story. It helps us to remember these letter combinations and what sounds they make easier than just memorizing them. And so, as we begin the year, we'll of course be reviewing grade 1, starting with what are the vowels and their sounds. I'm going to be putting in their homework folder, in their zipper homework folder, this book that's called Phonics. And I'm primarily making this book for 2 reasons. One, over the years, I've had so many parents say to me they wish they knew the common language that we use at school to teach phonics and reading, that they could use that same language at home. And they wish they knew what we were working on at school. And secondly, research shows that repeated exposure to a skill, and also when students practice teaching a skill to someone, it helps them learn it better. And so that's my intent with this folder. So in it is this student reference guide of all of those secret stories that were up on the wall here. The exact same pictures are here, just in red. And then this is a parent guide that I typed up Katie Garner's book, so that if as a parent you wanted to really understand or read what the secret story is, you have this reference book. Or if your child is teaching you that secret story, that you could also read about it. Also, here I have these little flashcards. And every week or so, depending on our pacing and how much practice the students need, I'll be adding kind of the exact skill or question that I want them to be able to answer that week. Or as I said, every week or so. We're going to be doing something called Phonics Karate in our class. And so students will be answering these exact same questions with me. And once they can answer those questions, they earn a little bead for their Phonics Karate medal. So last week, this was the question that students had to be able to answer and show me in a variety of ways. What letters are the vowels? And their answer was A, E, I, O, U, and sometimes Y. They also really mastered this. Any letter that is not a vowel is called a consonant. This week we're going through each vowel and reviewing the 2 sounds that it makes, the long and short vowel sound. When we say a vowel uses its long or has its long vowel sound when it says its name, like A, E, I, O, U, and its short vowel sound when it says its short and lazy disguise, as it talks about in the secret stories, A, I, A, and A. But for this week, what I want students to be able to answer is, if you or I ask them this question, what 2 sounds can the vowel A make? Not that they need to be reading this, but if I was just to orally ask that to them, what 2 sounds can the letter A make? They need to be able to tell me A and A. And so on the back, this is for you as parents. A as in cat, A as in cat, A as in cake. But they don't have to tell me a word. They just need to be able to say A and A. What 2 sounds can the vowel E make? E and E. What 2 sounds can the vowel I make? I and I. And again, on the back, I have that written. I as in pig, I as in ice. What 2 sounds can the vowel O make? Ah and O. And so this is just on the back to help you out. Ah as in dog, O as in bone. So just so you know, like, kind of what I'm looking for. And then what 2 sounds can the vowel U make? And U. So there again, as in sun, U as in glue. And of course, this is review of grade 1 right now, but that solid foundation is so important. In grade 2, we work more on the vocabulary surrounding these things and being able to explicitly answer these questions. So while students may already know that A has 2 sounds, they might not have ever been asked in a direct way, what 2 sounds can A make? A. What 2 sounds can E make? E. And also learning those words of vowels and consonants are so important. And then as the weeks go on, I will let you know when I add a new card, and then students can also get this out and teach you what they learned at school. So this week, so for example, when they come home, you could have them point to this week what letters are the vowels, and I'm sorry, it's kind of got a glare on here, and this week they're down here, A, E, I, O, U, and if they can tell you the little secret story that goes along with it. They should be able to tell you that these vowels are all superhero letters. They all have a power that no other letter has, and that's that they can say their name. So these superhero letters, A, E, I, O, U, the vowels, they can all say their name, A, E, I, O, U. But just like any self-respecting superhero, they have a short and lazy disguise when they're not saying their name. And that is for the letter A. A likes to sit around when he's in his disguise and munch on his favorite food, apples, and that is the sound he makes, apple. E, here we go. I'll read this and I'll show you. So again, if you were like, how would I know this? So here, superhero E, page 2. When using his superpower, superhero E will say her name. E, here we go. When E is in disguise and being short and lazy, she will plop an old lady bun on her head, put on some big glasses, and pretend that she cannot hear as she constantly interrupts everyone's conversation with a what did you say? And so it goes through kind of these cues and these little stories to help them remember if you're curious. Email me if you have any questions or message me on Seesaw. And again, I mostly am making this to help you as parents if you are curious for what kind of language we use at school, and then kind of the invitation for students to teach you the secret stories as we learn them. And I'll keep you updated via Seesaw. And our number 1 goal is for students to be reading at night, and we will be getting some Zippy books in their homework folder soon as we continue to assess kids and get them an appropriate level. And that's our number 1 goal. If students can read 15 to 20 minutes a night of their Zippy book and or other books, and then everything else in the homework folder is extra practice, and depending on what you as a family have time for or feel like your child needs. The math flashcards, ideally 5 to 10 minutes a night, but even 5 is great, or every few nights, that would be awesome. And then same with this, I will keep you updated of what we're working on, and then these are just questions that you can ask your child and you'll know kind of the skills that we're reviewing and working on.